Hello, welcome back. And now we want to place or want to create the checker plate for our walkway along this side. So if you take a look here, from here to here, the gap is wider. So we want to create another offset similar to this. And at the end, we create another one. And this one is just okay for us. So I'm going to select on this. Select on that, select that, select that, select that. So I'll right click and come to spatial copy here and pick on linear, and I want to offset in the x-axis at a distance of 610 or 614 right there. So if I click on that and click copy, we'll create that, and we want to mirror that on the other end. Right click and come to spatial copy right there and come to mirror, and our mirror line is still in place, and go ahead and click OK, and we have our members on the other end. So our checker plate will run all the way that way and this way. So we can just go ahead and start placement of our checker plate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get started right away. I'll come to steel and come to plate and start my control plate from that spot and go all the way to that spot and come to midpoint here. Come to midpoint right there and come to midpoint right here. I hope I'm in the right position, and that way it's not straight. So I can just put it right there and create a connection right there. So our plate is in place. So if I double click on in here and bring our plate forth or bring it up, I'll give it 6 millimeter. Give it 6 millimeter, and I'll bring it upward, bring it on front. So our plate is in that section. There we are. So I'll double click on it to make it a checker plate. So I'll come plate definition, and I'll come to, let me check steel there, and I'll give it a checkered plate and click apply and give it an OK. So I can just double click once again here and use that as a default, so that whenever I create every checker plate, it will be actual checker plate. So I'll come back again and create another plate from that spot to that spot, and I think they're the same. So I can just right click and come to spatial copy, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to define from this spot here to this spot here, and terminate it from that spot. So how many are they? I need approximately 1, 2, 3, and 4. I need 4 of them. Put it 4 and click on OK. So we have our checker plate in place, but there's a slight extension outward. So what I'm going to do, we'll just cut that off by using cut polygon. So I'll come to edit, I'll come to point and pick on point here. I'll snap on the bottom end here and snap on top here. So I'm not able to get that point accurately, but let me just transfer that point upward. So I'll come to project point and press Ctrl and snap on any point here. Then I'll select on that point at the bottom end there and project that point upward here. So I want to trim off that section, or trim it from this end. Let me just come here and divide that point and that point, and transfer that point from that location, from that end to this end, so that when I start creating or start cutting it off by using polygon tool, let me select on that, right click, don't right click, select on that, and I want to trim that part off. Let me just snap on that and come all the way to that spot, and that has been trimmed off. So we can select on that, or select on everything here, and right click and come to spatial copy and give it a mirror, and I want to define my mirror line from that end to that end right there, and click run. So I have my checker plate on this far end, so we have to create another checker plate on that area here. So we have to use these midpoints to create a plate. I'll come to steel, I'll pick on that, and I want to snap on that spot and snap on this spot right there and move all the way to this particular point here and come all the way to this particular point here and go to our final initial point and close the polygon. So there we are. And if I select on that, right click and come to special copy here and pick on that, pick on copy linear, and I want to copy it from that spot. I'm just defining the interval measurements in between that is 1080. I'll click 1080, and how many we want? We want 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'll just increase that to 4 and click copy. So we have that in place, but not even closer, not closer to where we want it to be. So to extend this plate, it's very easy. I'll come here and close that and come to edit and come to measure. First of all, you want to check the measurement from that spot to this spot. We know how this is 150. So I want to edit this plate. I'll click there and I want to extend it on the which direction? On the x-axis. On the x-axis, but with the prefix of 150, and click move, and we've extended that. So I'll go ahead and close that, and we are done with that. So I'll select that, all the plates, and mirror them. So once I've selected that, I'll come to special copy and pick on mirror and define our mirror line from that location to that location and click run. So I'll close that, and if we zoom out, you'll be able to see we have our plates in place. So this will be our walkway like that, and at the center is where our tank will be placed. So if I take that closer, if I take this close, you'll be able to see we have this in place. So we'll create a brace here manually, and at the end a brace manually. So let's do that on the next presentation, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This is Maurice Dimba, and let's meet then.